Oakland Athletics first baseman Troy Neel owes more money in child support than anyone in the state's history, nearly $725,000.
Troy Neel was a talented hitter who made a name for himself in both MLB and NPB, but behind the scenes, he had a dark side. His child support controversy cast a long shadow over his baseball reputation, turning him from a celebrated player into a controversial figure. Before we proceed, please subscribe to the channel. Here is how he became the worst dad in the history of Texas. In the year 2000, Troy Neel found himself in a complicated and challenging situation. The state of Texas ordered him to pay $5,000 a month in child support to his ex-wife, who was the mother of his 2 children, a son and a daughter. This responsibility weighed heavily on him, but instead of fulfilling his obligations as a father, Neel made the drastic decision to flee the country. In a surprising twist, he rejoined his former team in Japan, the Oryx Blue Wave, hoping to escape the financial and emotional burdens he faced back home. After spending some time in Japan, Neel eventually retired from baseball, but it wasn't a graceful exit. He was cut from the team midway through the 2001 season. Looking for a fresh start, he remarried and made a significant purchase, a 16-acre island in Vanuatu, located in the beautiful South Pacific. This island, which boasted a luxurious 21-room resort overlooking a stunning lagoon, reportedly cost him around $1.5 million. Neel and his wife ran this resort, creating a new life far away from the issues that haunted him in the United States. Living in Vanuatu wasn't just about enjoying the tropical paradise. It was a strategic move for Neel. He chose this location carefully because Vanuatu had no extradition treaties with the United States. This meant he could live there without the fear of being brought back to Texas to face his child support obligation. His plan was to stay there for at least 5 years and eventually gain citizenship, which would allow him to completely avoid paying his ex-wife anything. Unfortunately for him, his actions did not go unnoticed, and the repercussions of his choices were about to unfold. During this time, Neel earned an infamous title. He was called the worst deadbeat dad in the history of Texas due to the enormous amount of child support he owed, which exceeded $725,000. Ultimately, the figure was determined to be a staggering $778,000. His decision to evade responsibility led to serious legal troubles. In 2005, a grand jury in San Antonio indicted Neel for traveling abroad to evade his child support obligation. However, because he was still living in Vanuatu at the time, the authorities faced significant challenges in bringing him to justice. This situation prevented him from obtaining a Vanuatuan passport, which would have granted him proper citizenship on the island. As the years went by, Neel's luck began to run out. In 2008, his passport expired, and Vanuatu authorities forced him to leave the country. With nowhere else to go, he found himself back in the United States. On December 11, 2008, he was arrested at Los Angeles International Airport by U.S. Health and Human Services investigators. This happened right after he exited a plane from Sydney, Australia, marking the beginning of a new chapter filled with legal troubles. As he awaited trial in San Antonio, Texas, the weight of his past choices began to bear down on him. On May 7, 2009, he was scheduled to plead guilty in court for avoiding his child support payments. The reality of his situation hit hard. Neel faced up to 2 years in federal prison and a potential $250,000 fine. It was a far cry from the life of luxury he had sought on his island in the Pacific. Despite the seriousness of his situation, a surprising turn of events unfolded. Neel managed to reach a one-lump settlement with his ex-wife for $116,000, an astonishing reduction of about 85% from the original amount he owed. This settlement allowed him to avoid the full consequences of his action, but it came at a cost. Instead of serving time in prison, Neel received no jail sentence and was placed on probation. While this may have seemed like a fortunate outcome for him, it was a reminder of the responsibilities he had tried to escape. Neel's journey is a cautionary tale about the consequences of evading responsibilities, especially those related to family. While he once had the world at his feet as a professional baseball player, his choices led him down a path filled with legal troubles and personal turmoil. His story serves as a reminder that no matter how far one may run, the responsibilities of parenthood and the consequences of one's actions are often inescapable. As he navigated the complexities of his life, the lessons learned from his experiences continue to resonate, highlighting the importance of facing challenges head-on rather than attempting to flee from them.
I'm Troy Neel of the Huntsville Stars. To win in baseball, I have to be in control of my game. To win in life, you have to be in control of yourself.
In the end, Neel's tale is not just about a former athlete's fall from grace. It's also about the struggles of balancing personal ambition with the responsibilities that come with being a parent. Though he tried to create a new life in paradise, the shadows of his past decisions ultimately caught up with him, leading to a complex and troubled legacy. His MLB career was short but impressive. Neel was born in Freeport, Texas, and he grew up with a passion for sports that would shape his life. As a young athlete, he attended Brazos Wood High School, where he shined on the baseball team. During his time there, he played a crucial role in leading the team to victory in the 1984 UIL Texas High School 5A state championship. This achievement put him on the map and sparked dreams of a professional sports career. After high school, Neel moved on to Texas A&M University, where he initially had his sights set on football. He planned to become a linebacker as part of the famous Wrecking Crew defense, known for its toughness and competitive spirit. However, after just one season, Neel found himself missing the game of baseball. The call of the diamond was too strong, and he made the decision to transfer to Howard College to refocus on his true passion. It was during his time at Howard College that Troy's baseball dream started to take shape. He worked hard and showcased his skills, ultimately catching the attention of Major League scouts. In 1986, he was drafted by the Cleveland Indians in the 9th round of the MLB draft. This was a significant milestone for Neel, marking the beginning of his professional baseball journey. However, it wasn't long before he found himself on the move again, as he was traded to the Oakland Athletics in 1991. Troy made his Major League debut with the Oakland Athletics in 1992. He primarily played as a first baseman and designated hitter, bringing his skills to the big leagues. Neel's first game was on May 30 against the Baltimore Orioles, where he was batting second in the lineup and played the entire game in left field. Unfortunately, his debut wasn't as glamorous as he had hoped. He went 0 for 4 at the plate and struck out twice. Despite this rough start, Troy was determined to prove himself. His first major league hit came shortly after, on June 5th, when he stepped up as a pinch hitter against reliever Bobby Thigpen of the Chicago White Sox. That moment was significant for Neel, but it didn't stop there. On July 6th, he hit his first career home run against Jeff Muttis of the Cleveland Indians, marking a turning point in his rookie season. That particular game turned out to be his best of the year, as he went 3 for 5, smashing a 2-run home run, hitting a double, and scoring 3 runs. It was the kind of performance that showed he had the potential to succeed in the majors. By the end of his rookie season, Neel had seen action in 24 games, finishing with a respectable batting average of .264. He recorded 14 hits in 53 at-bats, along with 3 home runs and 9 runs batted in. His versatility allowed him to play multiple positions, including first base, left field, and designated hitter, which only added to his value as a player. In 1993, everything clicked for Neel, and he became a first-string player. He had a breakout year, belting an impressive 19 home runs, while driving in 63 runs. He also maintained a solid batting average of .290, solidifying his position on the team and showcasing his talent. Fans and coaches alike began to take notice of his hard work and dedication. However, the following year, in 1994, Neel's playing time was reduced to 83 games. Despite this setback, he still made a significant impact, hitting 15 home runs and recording 48 RBIs. Unfortunately, that year would unexpectedly turn out to be his last in the majors. After a promising career, he finished with a career batting average of .280, accumulating 758 at-bats. It was a bittersweet ending for a player who had shown so much potential and talent, leaving fans to wonder what more he could have achieved in his baseball journey. Troy Neel's story is a reminder of the highs and lows that can come with pursuing a professional sports career. Neel's baseball journey took an exciting turn when he made the bold decision to move to Japan, teaming up with his fellow player, Doug Jennings. This new chapter in his career began when he signed with the Oryx Blue Wave, a prominent team in Japan's Nippon Professional Baseball. Neel's time in Japan spanned 6 seasons, from 1995 to 2000, during which he developed a reputation as a skilled player and made some lasting friendships. Playing in Japan was a transformative experience for Neel. He not only showcased his talent on the field, but also immersed himself in a different culture, embracing the challenges and rewards that came with it. He had the chance to play alongside some remarkable athletes, including future Major League Baseball stars like Ichiro Suzuki and So Taguchi. The friendships he formed with these talented players would go on to be meaningful, especially as they all carved out their paths in the world of baseball. Neel's time with the Oryx Blue Wave was marked by significant accomplishments. One of the most notable highlights of his career came in 1996 when he was named the most valuable player in the Japan series. The Blue Wave faced off against the Yomiuri Giants in what turned out to be a thrilling championship series. Neel stepped up in a big way, contributing immensely to his team's success. Over the course of the series, he racked up an impressive 6 runs batted in, helping the Blue Waves secure the championship title with a 4-1 victory. This achievement not only solidified his status as a key player on the team, but also left a lasting mark on Japanese baseball history. In 1998, after a successful stint with the Blue Wave, Neel decided to pursue opportunities back in the United States. He signed with the Anaheim Angels, a Major League Baseball team, and was assigned to their AAA affiliate, the Vancouver Canadians. This was an exciting opportunity for Neel to return to the MLB, but it didn't last long. Just a few months later, on April 30th of that same year, he made the decision to return to Japan, continuing his professional career in a place where he felt he had thrived. Returning to Japan was a homecoming of sorts for Neel. He was familiar with the culture, the game, and the people, and he was eager to continue contributing to the sport he loved. He played with various teams during his time in Japan, but the love for the game remained the same. His experiences in the NPB enriched his understanding of baseball and helped him adapt his style of play, making him a more versatile athlete. Neel's journey in Japan came to an end in 2000, but he had no intentions of hanging up his cleats just yet. After his successful run in Japan, he set his sights on another international adventure. In 2001, he signed with the Doosan Bears in South Korea, eager to take on new challenges and make an impact in a different league. However, this chapter didn't unfold quite as he had hoped. His time with the Doosan Bears was plagued by difficulties. Midway through the season, Neel struggled to put up solid numbers, leading to his eventual release from the team. But it wasn't just his performance that raised eyebrows. He found himself involved in a bar fight, which resulted in his arrest. This incident cast a shadow over his career and raised questions about his dedication to the sport. Despite his struggles, the Doosan Bears managed to achieve significant success that season, ultimately winning the Korean series without Neel. It was a bittersweet moment for him. While he was happy for his former teammates, he couldn't help but feel a sense of loss at not being part of their championship run. Neel's journey, which had started with so much promise, ended on a challenging note, leaving him to reflect on the choices he made throughout his career. Neel's experiences in both Japan and South Korea shaped him as a player and a person. He learned valuable lessons about perseverance, friendship, and the importance of maintaining focus and discipline in the face of adversity. His story highlights the highs and lows that come with pursuing a career in professional sports, where triumphs can quickly turn to challenges. Reflecting on his time in Japan, Neel often spoke fondly of the friendships he made and the cultural experiences he embraced. The bonds he formed with players like Ichiro Suzuki and So Taguchi were not just professional, they were personal as well. They shared laughter, hardships, and the joy of playing the game they loved. These relationships became a cornerstone of his time in Japan, reminding him of the power of teamwork and camaraderie. As Neel moved forward after his playing days, he carried with him the memories and lessons learned from his time on the field. He recognized that success isn't just measured in statistics or championships, it's also about the connections made along the way and the impact one has on others. While his career had its ups and downs, Neel's journey through professional baseball remains a testament to the passion and dedication required to succeed in such a competitive field. He experienced the thrill of victory in the Japan series and the heartache of struggles in Korea, but each experience contributed to his growth as an athlete and as a person. Neel's story is a reminder of the complexities of life in professional sports, where the journey is just as important as the destination. His path may not have been a straight line, but the experiences he gained along the way enriched his life and made him a resilient individual, one who would continue to appreciate the game of baseball long after the final pitch was thrown. That is it for this one. But if you happen to like MLB Legends, make sure to check out our latest videos on our channel, Baseball Icons. I'm sure you will love it. Oh, and while you are at it, drop a comment telling us who to cover next, and don't forget to subscribe.